Neil awakens. Cold sweat covers his face. He has just had a nightmare about his best friend, Jack Kerouac. He knows in his heart that Jack has fallen somewhere in the world of Cataclysm, and he is now determined to set out in search and in revenge of his fallen friend. Neil is a much different character than Jack, not driven by the nomadic spirit, and yet with many, many traits which will aid and possibly hinder his survival in the world of Cataclysm. And the world has further degraded since Jack walked it. Now loot spawns are even rarer in this world of no hope, where oblivion reigns. Thank you for joining me, everybody. My name is Ryan, and we are playing Cataclysm, Dark Days Ahead. This is the start of a brand new series, the Revenge series, with our character, Neil Cassidy, friend and companion of Jack Kerouac, the fallen character of our last series. And some things will be similar to the last run, but some will be different. In the previous run, we did have the theme of taking journal entries and pictures of the different animals and monsters we see throughout the world, and Neil will continue that tradition. But he does not have the nomadic trait, meaning eventually we can settle down somewhere in the world once maybe he feels he has sated his need for revenge. But I am really excited to get jumping in with you guys. Thank you for joining me. Let's take a look at the world mods before we get started. Okay, there we go. So I've installed, of course, No Hope set to the hardest difficulty, the least amount of loot spawns. Then we've got Mind Over Matter, something for a little twist here. So we're talking about psychic powers, which I'm excited to give a try. Bombastic Perks is one of my favorite ones relating to stat levels up. It's a lot of fun too. And of course, some just general rebalancing, bionic slots, speedy decks, and tameable wildlife. Now I'll also mention that I've attached the world gen and character creation for Neil at the end of the episode, so stick around once today's adventure has completed. But don't worry, we're going to have many more episodes to come, so at least that's the hope. You never know in this world of Cataclysm. Things can end soon. They could go on for a long time. It all depends on our luck, our wits, and what we have to find in this world of no hope. So let's get the adventure started. And in the tradition of his best friend Jack, Neil will also keep a journal of his travels in the world of Cataclysm to help him remember, but also to help keep him sane during these hard times. And of course, he is outfitted with his trusty camera. We will be using that to take photos of the wildlife and the crazy and unnatural inhabitants of the Cataclysm world too. And this actually has the added in-game benefit of opening up entries in our creature tab here, which will give us valuable information about our opponents or potential allies. So let's scour this little evac shelter here. As a squatter, we won't find too much because you can see the shelter we begin at is pretty badly damaged, and it's been gone through quite a bit. We found the basement stairs. Before we go below, we're going to want to equip ourselves with some kind of weapon. But first, let's use the computer, make note of the location of the nearest refugee center. Okay, there we go. So if we look at our map, which we'll need to examine in more detail shortly. But first, yeah, we can just see the line here. It's opened up. And it can be extremely far. In fact, I'm not even going to follow the road. Right now I'm looking at the tiny little exclamation mark, which is going to... That's the eventual location. Yep, there it is. Wow, 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 wow. It's pretty darn far, but that just gives you an idea of how large the Cataclysm world is. Alright, so we've got a roof hatch behind this door. And like I said, we're going to need to arm ourselves a bit. So let's just finish. Oh, I'll take the hairpin, actually. That we can use for a lockpick down the road. Here we go. We got ourselves a lighter with 8 charges and a protein wrapper or ration. It's not much. in terms of the lighter, but it is very helpful. So let's sneak out the window real quick. I think I see just what we're looking for right over here. We've got ourselves a small tree. Let's avoid the tadpoles. So this little guy right here, bash him down. Let's see. Yes, we got a long stick out of that. Awesome. And taking a look at Neil, he is unhappy at the moment, but with this pyromaniac trait, that shouldn't be a problem. Let's go ahead and strike one of our lighter here. Activate. Boom. There we go. A little bit of fire takes him from unhappy to happy. And we can see that in a little bit more detail there. Lit a fire, 50%. Spend some time next to it. Alright, so that will actually have a tremendous benefit as we go through and Neil is forced to do certain things he might not like. But that's what happens in this world. Anyway, let's go ahead and bash the door to the roof. It's always possible to find some good clean water up there, so let's see what's on top. Okay, he has smashed the door, but he's also getting a little stamina out, a little fatigued. So there we go, catch the breath. Let's climb up to the top. Okay, pretty safe up here. We've got a solar panel, which we can't really use right now, but it's good to note that eventually. Oh yes, look at this, 40.5 liters of clean water. It is frozen though, but it'll just take it a couple of in-game hours to thaw out. What we will do though is go ahead and leave a nice little note on the map for ourselves. Alright, there we go. H2O and solar panel on the roof. Oh, you know what? I screwed up the note real quick. Hold on. Okay, there we go. I screwed up. I was holding shift when I wrote the 20 on there. So we're set now. Okay, and it's time to go below. We'll probably just get through this without a light. Jack, of course, does have, or Neil, I'm sorry, does have night vision. But, oh, a pencil. No, thank you. Take the food. Absolutely. The protein rations are pretty gross, and they will actually negatively affect Neil's mood, but again, it's going to be better than starving to death. Also, the gallon jug of vinegar right there is interesting to me. What we're going to do with that is mark it on our map. So I'm going to go back, and we should go above one. There we go. Now we can just do a comma and add vinegar. Okay, there we go. I'm sure it's got a use other than cooking too. And of course, we're going to have to do a lot of crafting in this playthrough. Oops, a world with no hope means we've got to be extra resourceful. Alright, so we've got calcium tablets. I think I'm just going to go ahead and eat that because there's only one, so there's really no reason to pick up the bottle. Alright, that's good. And got to do more smashing here. And nothing in that one, but let me take out this door. Okay, there we go. Boom, bang, and crash. Unfortunately, nothing. We will rest a little while. Okay, so that's it. The basement has been checked. There's only one last thing we might do. And let's pull one of these lockers away from the wall. Alright, it's always good to check for any hidden rooms. Okay. Could potentially have been a door here or something, but it's unlikely, I think, in an evac shelter. You never know, though. This game does hide many secrets, as well as many possible ways to die. But we have searched the evac shelter in its entirety, so I say we exit again through the window, and let's check the map, plan out our next move. Alright, so we begin here at our evac shelter. I see the town of Alexandria loaded with zombies. I also have a cave on the outskirts. Probably doesn't offer much, but might be worth checking in. Motel. Now that could certainly be a good first stop. Almost definitely has some enemies in it, but again, might be worth checking. Now, let's keep our eyes peeled on the ground as we walk. I'm going to need to grab a sharp rock so that we can go ahead and craft up a pointy spear or a pointy stick. Yeah, it's not available, but it should be one of the easiest things we can make. So anyway, we'll keep our eyes out. Oh, I think I see one. Sometimes what looks like a rock is actually a flower. So no worries. I'm going to do a bit of auto travel back across the road. We are going to head to the motel, but I like to travel the roads, especially long empty strips. Hopefully it's empty, because sometimes you come across vehicles. Alright, let's see. Do we see any stones anywhere? Let's see. No. Wow. There's currently literally no items or monsters around us at all. That threw me off for a second, but alright, what do we got to the south? Alien flora. A drug deal. Now that could be interesting. We'll steer clear of the alien flora, although I'm kind of curious about it. What is this stuff? Almost looks like grass. The blades are serrated and move on their own. Yeah, let's leave those alone. Huh. Oh, now this is bad. Okay, so the drug deal, I think we know why it might have gone bad this time. There's Amigo right there. Can't see our location, but tell you what, this is an ideal opportunity to take our first photograph. Neil is a brave man, so let's activate our camera, take a photo. We're going to scroll down to the edge of our visual range. There we go. Oh, it's an awful picture, but if we check our creature tab, there it is. We've got information on the Migo. A creature from the Migo homeworld. Well, it is disgusting, but also fatally dangerous, so we want to stay well away from this. Yeah, we're not going to investigate that drug deal anymore. We're just going to turn right around and walk away. Very cautiously, but this is much safer direction, I think. So let's head north. Alright, well, I'm still on the lookout for a sharp rock, but there's a cabin dead ahead. Looks fairly untouched, too. No broken windows. It's a small place. Let's go in. So, checking the map, you can see I walked a pretty good distance north here from where we started. There was a wasp nest, but they didn't bother me. A crater, which I did not investigate. And here we go. I haven't forgot about the motel. This is still something we should check on, but just trying to get anything that's quick and easy. All right, this place looks like it's pretty well empty. Oh, okay. We'll take, I'll take the paring knife. And I'll tell you why. With the right equipment, we might be able to make a spike on a stick. Just slightly better than just a sharpened stick. Okay. Oh, wow. Nothing in here. Nice little cabin. Like I said, pretty intact, but it's got nothing. Nothing we need. But that's not true. Just on first glance, it doesn't have much. But there might be something. Let's do some smashing. Oh, yes. Alright, this right here is what we want. These strings, that will work very nicely. And if we're careful here too, we might be able to make some bandages. Okay. Now the blankets, we're short something here. Cotton sheets. Okay, so I think what's at our feet right now are just regular sheets. We might have to cut those up. Cut up sheet. Let's disassemble the sheet. Yeah, there we go. We get 11 cotton sheets. Beautiful. Drop the weapon for a second. Let's grab it again so we're not totally undefended. Looks like our long stick is already damaged too, so when we make our spear, we'll probably want a new stick to start with. But let's try that bandage recipe again. There we go. That's beautiful. Now we see stuff lit up. We'll use our cutting tool to make some. Just put it down, start working. Can we repeat that a couple of times? Should give us a decent amount of bandages. Yeah, now we got 9 makeshift bandages. Okay. And we'll keep the cotton sheets around too. They're going to be helpful. But the long string is really what we're interested in here. Yeah, so I'm going to go through, smash the rest of the windows, and grab every long string in this cottage. Okay, I think that's the last window there. Yep, broken out every one of them. I know it's a sad state of affairs, but what are you going to do? Alright, now he's getting a little fatigued, but I think we might be able to still smash the refrigerator real quick. Nah, he needs to rest. He's not the most athletic guy. There we go. So we've knocked that down. Beautiful. We've got some wires here, which is beautiful. That's what we want. All right, so we will spend a little bit of time crafting. We're going to make up a spike on a stick. Let's check that recipe too real quick. Should be available right at the top. Let me close staves and spears. There it is. Spike on a stick. Yeah, so I'm going to grab a brand new stick just so we make sure we have a nice fresh one. And there's also going to be some lockpicks I think that we're going to want to make. So let me find another small tree and we'll get to work. Okay, we've done a bit of crafting. I've got myself a brand new spike on a stick. There it is. That's wonderful. And I did manage to craft up one rudimentary lockpick, but that was it. There actually wasn't much wire over here. There's copper, but that doesn't work, I don't think. At least it's not showing up. So either way, we're heading out. My guy is getting thirsty. I think it might be good to backtrack at this point. I'd be willing to bet that water that's on the roof of this thing here is probably thawed out. And as long as we avoid the wasps, we should be good. Now, not saying we might not return later in the day or tomorrow to this area, because these roads still look promising. But, oh, speaking of roads, there's one thing I almost forgot. As a tourist, of course, Neil starts with a little advantage here to his traveling knowledge. We get a map, which we should activate, and we also get a tourist guide, which when we activate that adds more roads and tourist attractions. So, let's check our map again. Oh my gosh, yes. You can see we've got, yeah, these roads look real promising up here. They don't go into a city, but they dead end at different points of interest. We're going to come up there again, and I still think the motellas are a good bet, though. Yeah, let's head over there. Wow, this whole area looks pretty promising to Neil. Haha, that's right. He is the consummate tourer and explorer. So, let's move on. Oh man, even after all that crafting and that long hike, this water is still frozen up here on the roof. Neil's getting to be a thirsty guy too. No worries, no worries. This is still a safe place to return to. So if worse comes to worse, we can come back here another couple hours. But I think it's time to cut through the forest and see if we can approach this motel in a safe way before we clear it out. Oh boy, check it out. So just about there, getting onto the road, and immediately we find what looks like a really nice condition car, but trust me, looks are deceiving. In the world of no hope, very little is in good shape, including the cars. So we'll take the lighter. Unfortunately, no drinks there, but let's try and start it up. Now, engine fails to start. It's out of battery. Let's examine it. Alright, it's got wheels. It has a couple of seat belts. First, let's remove those. Oh, no, I need a screwdriver. We'll check the trunk in a second. So the battery is somewhere. Let's find that sucker. Alright, it's got no security. That's fine. There's the battery. It's really beat up. Yep. We'll need to get rid of it in addition to finding a charge right there. Really bad shape. Luckily, we just need something with metal sawing. So this is definitely a car worth remembering. Excellent. Let's check the trunk for supplies. Sometimes these can be pretty good. Alright. We'll take the aspirin. And we'll get these bandages and the gauze. Medical tape too. Alright, good. Oh, box cutter, duct tape, flashlight, pliers. All this. I can't pick up the screwdriver set yet. Dang. We need a belt. That's what we need. Something we can attach some of this stuff to. But nonetheless, we know where it's at. Let's hit up the trailhead first. And then we'll go to the motel. Sometimes these also have cars too. Alternately, sometimes they have water pumps. This place has neither. It's just got some toilets. We could smash to get some wax. Believe it or not, there's paraffin wax in the toilet. We could use that to make some candles, which are extremely helpful, but I think it's time It's time we make a move on this motel. And it looks like the hotel back is what we're approaching first, which is good. Coming at it from the rear. That's always a smart strategy, I think. I have no idea. But we are not seeing anything yet. Let's move away so if we turn this front corner, we won't stumble into something like a zombie. Alright. These motels can be pretty small. I've seen several of them now, and they range. This one looks pretty big. Couple of cars. Okay. Haven't noticed any stairs yet going up, but let's just investigate. Also, haven't noticed a single zombie yet. I guess it's possible it could be totally empty, but that would be very rare. Haha. But rare stuff happens all the time in this game, I'll tell you that. Okay, we got something. We got a zombie. I thought you'd be showing yourself eventually. Okay, we got a walking on water zombie up here. Let's go for it. How's our encumbrance? Shouldn't be too bad. Not that bad at all. Oh, I've got a t-shirt and a crop top on. Let's go ahead and take the crop top off. Alright, that should relieve our encumbrance. Yep, we're good to go now. Totally fine. So wait, we've got 2 zombies in sight and a brainless. Alright, let's not get crazy. Let's just hold off for a second. Where's that brainless one? Alright, let's take this one out. Oh, okay, we got another one. Got an idea. Let's open the door for it. That way, hopefully it won't make too much noise and attract the ones to the north. Alright, we're just going to try and draw it down. He doesn't start banging away at my cars here. That's right, these are now ours. This one over here to the left, this looks like a potential. It's not banged up. Of course, this one's wrecked. But anyway, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's zoom out and see real quick. Alright, I said zoom out. See if his friends... Yeah, we got one of his friends on us. Brainless one's not much of a threat at the moment. So, we'll just need to probably kill this one quickly. Damn. Got him. Okay, ooh. Got some interesting stuff here. Little filthy backpack. We'll come back for it. You never know what we're going to find inside the motel. You got me. Let me go, buddy. Oh, phew. Dude hit me a little bit. Let's see. How we doing? Alright, yeah, very slight damage on the right arm. Not too bad. Just throw a bandage on there. Okay. Yep. Probably wasn't super necessary, but it'll help his skills a little bit. Caffeinated chewing gum. Let's go ahead and grab that. We'll chew that right now. Again, as an addictive personality, we got to watch it with drugs, even caffeine, of course. But I think one little piece of caffeinated chewing gum won't hurt. Stimulants 5. There we go. Just a tiny bit goes a long way with our buddy Neil. And that's actually a benefit. So let's move in. Be great to grab something to drink real quick before we do any more zombie killing. Neil's a thirsty guy. Don't forget we have the high thirst too. I'm seeing pine nuts. What else is up here? Ooh, Swiss Army knife we'll take. Give me that. Alright, we'll back away. Let's check the trunk here real quick. Okay, not going to grab anything just yet out of there. Doing a quick once around. Okay, we got a brainless zombie. Let's take this one out. Oh, scratch that. We got a regular zombie coming in from the swimming pool. How's the water, buddy? Ah, you should have waited for me. I would have joined you. Okay, well, come on. Let him come to us. Okay. Gotcha. Alright, what are we looking at? Smartphone? Can't fit that in any pocket. Let me see what we've got. Do we have a smartphone? We've got our flashlight, the camera. These are beautiful things. I'm going to start favoriting some of this real quick. Okay, there we go. Just a few things. Don't want to get too crazy, but I won't worry about the loot now. I'm trying to fit everything I find from zombies because it's more important to secure this area, I think. So let's hit this brainless one up. Gotcha. Oh, look at this. A beautiful military rucksack. Yes. Alright, we've got some cleaning to do too, folks. Here we go. What are we looking at here? Not familiar with what this is. Oh, cash register. The road maps. These are super important. Look at this. We just got knowledge of a whole bunch of new zones or roads. Okay, looking good. Let's see. This is the outdoors. Let's close that up. Okay, we've secured the manager's office. Wait, did we check? See if there's any food here. Looks like there might be a little bottle of mineral water. We'll go ahead and drink that right up. Nice. Leave the empty bottles there. If we find a water heater or something with some clean water, we might grab them. All right. Let's keep looking. Could be zombies anywhere. Can't get in these. I'm just going to start smashing windows. Serves two purposes. Obviously, we're going to have to do it. And these long strings, we're going to pick those up. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. Just check every room. Smash twice. And check the bathroom. Okay. So I'm going to repeat that about a half dozen or more times here real quick. Oh man, that was not too bad. Just a couple of zombies. Boy, oh boy, did you happen to notice? It probably flashed by real quick, but one of them had an even better backpack than what we found already. I think it was this guy right here. Check this out. Oh ho ho, large tactical backpack. Look at this boy. Multi-compartment, great lower back support, just what I was hoping for. So, of course, and look, it's brand new. Brand new, unscratched. Really nice. Propane lantern. Look at the amount of charges on this. Who was this person? God, we've got some serious cleaning to do, but this is really, really helpful right here. Man, oh man. So this area is probably not going to be a base for me, but what I am going to do is I'm going to use the zoning system. I've got a few more windows to break, I'm noticing, because I do really want every one of those strings and stuff. But first, what I want to do is wash off the backpacks, and we do have tons of water here, so that won't be a problem. I'll just have to scour some of the bathrooms, so we'll see about that. Make up a wash kit. Not too difficult. After that, like I said, we'll set up some zones real quick, and that should make looting this area a real easy chore for us. Alright, I've acquired everything I need for the washing kit. I've got a board and a cotton patch, so let's whip that up. Boom. Doesn't take any time at all. Now, here's what I anticipate to be the problem. The only kind of soap I found in this whole place is this liquid soap. I don't know if this is going to work. It says, but it should work reasonably well for cleaning anything that's filthy. So the description implies it will, but I just don't know. I've never tried this stuff before. I always use detergent or whatever, but there's a fair bit of it, and so, not all the bathrooms have it, but most of them did. I think I got almost all of it. Here's a little bit more. Okay. Oh, we got more here too. Oh, a bath toy. We're going to do a good loot at this place shortly. Like I said, we'll use zoning, so I haven't touched anything except a couple of zombies. Obviously, I put the backpack on, It's here with me. It's dirty. I've got the tactical backpack, and I also picked up the other damaged backpack right there, that one. We're going to try and clean both of these two things for starters, and if this backpack, if it works, this will become like my first aid kit. I'll put all my bandages and painkillers into this, so if we get into combat, I can ditch the big one here. You know, I can take off. Where is it? There it is, the large tactical, because that's probably giving me a decent amount of encumbrance there on the torso, plus 31. Anyway, getting distracted, so let's do some cleaning. We can go in here and activate the washing kit. We'll select these two things. It worked. It just straight up worked. That means the soap is good to go. Liquid soap works, folks. And I got a ton of it now. All right, maybe we'll clean up some of that other gear. But so, thing to do, since we're good here, let me see what the encumbrance looks like now. Yeah, that's pretty bad, but I think we're okay. Anyway, so I'm going to set up some stuff here with the pockets, and then we're going to do some zoning. Okay, so I'm still very new to the whole zoning thing, but thanks to the chat during some of my live streams, I have learned a lot. And as you can see, I've already gone through most of the work, but there are still some things that it didn't zone up or he didn't move, like the glass shards, and there's still some soap, which is weird because it was collected in some areas. If we come to this one, no, there's no glass shards there, but he did pile up the soap right here. See, there's soap down here. I don't know. Sometimes it's a little confusing the way this works, but the part of it I do understand, and I'll briefly show here, is when you go to Shift plus Y, that opens up your zone manager, and the first thing you do is set an unsorted zone to the entire site you want to be actually looting. So you can see I set that zone all over the entire thing. That's why it's flashing a big square there. And the next is to set individual zones. Let me zoom back in here. There we go. So you can see, you can actually turn off the Mark II. I actually find it really handy to have these turned on. But you got food right there. Next is clothing. Next to that is the books. And of course, there were no drugs in this area, which again, I don't think that's sorted right. I think there's some drugs down in the big pile. So initially I set this as, I kind of messed it up and set this as a custom zone with no filter. And he just started stacking everything in that one spot. So instead, I just went in and set the individual zones. But anyway, it worked for the most part. He didn't move the filthy armor or clothing, and you'll see there's still a ton of it here. But either way, we didn't get any guns, unfortunately. We did get some spare parts. There's some of the wood, like from the doors I broke down and stuff. We got one container and a couple of tools here. So let's go ahead and take a look at the loot itself. Oh, we got a couple of containers. Nice. So thermos, jerry can, bottles. Nothing great. I might grab the gallon jug. I hope we can keep that for a while. At least until I can fill it up with something. Yeah, but that'll be a good help for actually containing water. Ah, this is the tool section. Very nice. We're going to have to take some of this stuff for sure. I definitely want to reacquaint myself with his inventory real quick, just see what we've got. We got quite a few smartphones. We got a really nice propane lantern. That should be favorited for sure. The lighters we're pretty good on, unless I come across like a full one. Alright, so let's take a look at these tools again. And again, we don't have to bring it all with us, because it will just stay here safely. It's not going to deteriorate outside or anything like that. Alright, I think that's all I'll grab. Let's see. Actually, that socket screwdriver kit might be right there at the bottom. Yeah. Alright, let's take the adjustable wrench too, I think. Okay, just going to do some more looting here now that our zones have done all the hard part. We just get to walk up and down the line and pick what we want. All right, so that was good. Now let's look at the books here. Oh, not many. Just a phone book and 2 KorGgenT Bibles. Ah, the food stack. Here we go. Okay, so of course, my character is junk food intolerant. And he's fast metabolism and high thirst. So all 3 of those negative traits are going to definitely affect his, eating habits. But we can take, surprisingly, cheese pizzas are not considered junk food. That's a health food. We'll even take stuff like the soy sauce. But that's going to be about it. The cans of beer we're leaving just because we don't drink either. He has an addictive personality and a lightweight. So I don't want to be drinking. Now this is good. We got some clothes here. These 37 sheets came from the windows whenever I knocked those out for the string. Tractoring. Interesting. We might want one of these blankets. Yeah, I'll grab one of those. Let me just look again. Okay, I think we're okay on the actual clothing. So nothing in that category. This is spare parts. I want all those strings right there. Beautiful. You know what? I might go ahead and just take a small handful of patches too. Let's look at our weight. We're doing okay. Now, I'm carrying some stuff I will drop, like the liquid soap. We don't really need to keep that with us. And I think this is, what is in this? Oh, the box of menstrual pads. Yeah, so let's check this last pile. And this has a lot of the zombie stuff in it. Currencies. It's also got a bunch of wallets. So that's what we're going to be looking through. What I'm looking for are condoms for crafting purposes. There's another wallet. And I'm looking for IDs. Whether it's like a science ID or anything, industrial ID. We'll take these road maps too. Take one of those. All right, here we go. We got wallets. I don't need the cash cards at this point. I think we've got plenty, unless I see one with like $1,000 on it. We got a couple more wallets to look at. We'll take that one. That's a pretty chunky cash card there. All right, and sealed condom. All right. Unfortunately, no ID cards, but usually you find that stuff on like actual technician zombies or soldier zombies. All right, let's see. Okay, nothing here. 10 televisions, though. 10 freaking televisions at this spot, guys. Look at this. I mean, we could eventually come back here for spare parts, too, so don't forget about that. If we were to stand here and disassemble the television, I mean, we get some decent stuff out of it. Copper wire, the screen, some good electronic stuff, but we won't waste time with that now. We've officially looted the whole place. Like I said, there's a little bit of soap in one of the bathrooms and some glass shards that are left, but I don't quite understand why he didn't move those when that stuff is already here. But that doesn't matter. The point is, we can move on from this location. So I am going to drop just a few things like some of the soap I've got here. I don't need all that, but where should we head next? I think we'll go south along this road here. There's a really intriguing looking farmer's field. Maybe we find a ranch with some cows. Also, it looks like this ends up here. Could be another trailhead, but it might be, light industrial or something. Also, in my limited experience, you do sometimes see cars at little intersection or T-junctions like this. So this is definitely a southward trip from here. So let me do just a little bit more inventory management, and we're going to try and set out before it gets dark. Okay, well, unfortunately, no cars at the intersection. Is there anything in the trash? No, not much. It's one single match. Sometimes you find stuff. Lighter with some butane. No big deal. Looks like somebody was burning something here before we got to this location. Now, what is this? Oh, we're going to be steering clear of Ashby. Yeah, this is as far south as we'll go. So let's move this way towards that, whatever it is. I think it's a trailhead, probably. But yeah, with the Migo scout tower down there, there's going to be aliens, not to mention a whole bunch of zombies. It's a bit unfortunate, though, because I mean, Ashby looks like it's one of those small towns. It's probably possible we could have cleared it with the right equipment. But anyway, let's not focus on what's behind us. Let's look forward. So, we've got a sugar house, and I was right, it is a trailhead up here. Still we're checking. Now we got a really large-looking field. Yeah, there's a lot of farm over here. I wonder what kind of place this is. But we do have some cars at this intersection. This one's pretty badly damaged. Tandem 3-wheel super compact car. Interesting. I might start grabbing some seat belts here. Yeah, we've got the... Yeah, these are handy as ropes. And, of course, cordage is always important in survival situations. Definitely in this game, too. Alright, we got a seat belt here. Yeah, we could use this for taming animals and then leashing them up, or making a travois if I find a really nice looting area, but we just don't have the space to get everything. You know, we could make a little sled with rope. Alright, anyway, let's stay focused. These sugar houses typically have zombies, but I think we can handle it. We're in good shape. I'm a little worried about this spike on a stick. It's not the best. It's not in great condition, and I don't want it to break in the middle of a fight. Let's see what we got. Okay. Soccer wrench set, that's something new. Tongue and groove, I'm always like, do I need this? Able to handle basic... I don't think so. We'll just grab that. Good to go. Alright, and I think I will probably favorite that. Okay, so, looking good. Okay. Now, how's my encumbrance? Oh, yeah, my torso is very heavily encumbered. So, we're going to take off the large tactical. Yeah, I'll just drop it right here by this car, because it's going to go to the ground. Yep, there it is. Okay, so we should be much less encumbered. Oh, yeah, barely any encumbrance at all. I do still have my backpack on, and good. We still have our medical stuff. Now, hold on. Why isn't the ibuprofen? Let me grab that. I think that was originally in the... Yeah, okay. We're good now. We don't have much, but I did want to intentionally put it into this backpack here, so that when I drop that big one for combat, we'll still have some medical supplies on us. Now, this car looks in really good shape. Let's move around. Okay, we got a zombie. He's on the other side of the building. Interestingly enough, I wonder if he's part of a separate group, or... Let's try and wheel around. Maybe we can pull him without pulling any other zombies in the area. I don't love the idea of finding 2 or 3 out in the open like this. There he is. Come on, buddy. Let's head up over here by this rock. I'm with you. I'm with you. Oh, we got one other. Oh, we got a zombie cop, folks. That's not great. Well, let's just kill one thing at a time. What do you say? No reason to get ahead of ourselves here. There we go. Alright. I'll take that, and that's it. I did recently learn, too, that the reason zombies don't pop up is specifically because of the No Hope mod. Apparently that's disabled in the No Hope mod, which is interesting. I didn't realize that. But anyway, let's see here, because I really don't know if this spike on a stick will even do damage to a cop zombie if it's got armor on. I'm just wondering if maybe we should back away from the sugar house for now. I really don't want to tangle with the zombie cop. I could lure him away and like lose him in the field and then maybe successfully loot the sugar house, but let's just check this car real quick. Okay. It's draining gas. The engine's okay. The battery's dead. This is definitely one worth remembering. I'm not going to lie. Okay, we will take the seatbelt though. Takes like no time at all. Oh. Crap, did he see me? I don't think he saw me, but let's just get out of here. Damn you, zombie cop. Sugar houses are pretty good. Oh, I dropped my bag. That's right. Damn. Hold on. Let's open the trunk real quick. Okay, I just want to see what we got. Nothing super important. I see the cop. Let's grab whatever this has. Yes. Nice. Just put those on. Let's back away. I'm going to go ahead and try and recover that stuff. Let's grab our bag real quick. Wear it. I'm so impressed we found that large tactical backpack. That's amazing. Wow. Really great find. Alright, so anyway, I was going to pick up that multi-tool as well, because I don't think we have one yet. Alright, yeah, we need to try and hit up this car without this zombie seeing me. Oh boy. And if he comes at me, like I said, it's not the end of the world. We'll just draw him out and lose him somewhere, but I'd rather not. I'd rather come back here at some point and kill him. Alright, we got a little bit of extra tools there. You know what, one more thing. I'm just going to go ahead and grab the glow stick and the flashlight too. Don't want to overburden myself because we got a lot of traveling to do, but we're doing well. I think in a world of no hope, so far what we've come across has been at least very helpful, if not a total blessing here from the gods of Cataclysm. But I think that's going to do it for our very first episode of the Revenge series with our character Neil Cassidy. Thank you everybody for joining me. If you did tune in for the previous episode, or I should say the previous series, don't worry, I'm going to try and take it a little bit slower, make this one last a little bit longer. But, of course, there are never any promises in the world of Cataclysm. So, as I mentioned, too, stick around if you want to watch world generation and the character creation here. That's right, coming up. So, I appreciate everybody out there. Hit that like button for you, and I'll see you soon. Thank you for sticking around for the world creation and character generation, everybody. So, let's get right into it with our world. We are going to name it Revenger. There we go. Alright, as is one of the themes of our playthrough, of course, revenge for Jack the Fallen. Anyway, we're not going to touch any of this stuff here, but we're certainly going to be adding mods. Of course, no hope is critical for the run, and we will be using the hardest difficulty for that. Now, we're going to put on Mind Over Matter. I toyed with Magicalism, and I will eventually do a Magicalism run, but this one is interesting to me. It was recommended by a commenter, said it would go with No Hope kind of well, so we're going to try that one. And the only one from this list other than those two is Bombastic Perks. I like this one a lot, actually. After playing with it and stats through kills and skills, this one is, I think, my favorite of those kind of mods. But anyway, we'll go to Balance, and I'm going to grab Bionic Slots, Speedy Dex, Tameable Wildlife. There we go. So we are set with our world. And of course, as I mentioned, we're going to do Overwhelming Despair when we're presented with that option, which of course happens right after character creation, just before we jump in. But let's jump in to character creation next. And character creation has begun for Neil Cassidy. So let's go ahead and do this. We got multiple pools. That's what we'll go for. Of course, some of the things, as I mentioned, will be similar to Jack Kerouac run. Some will be different. We'll go through that right now. So we are going to drop down to Squatter. That gives us 1 point for further creation and adding on. So that's important. Profession. This is one of the similar things to Jack. He is also going to be a tourist. Of course, we're continuing that theme of taking pictures and making journal entries and stuff with Neil. So he will continue in that. But in terms of a background, one of the things I've kind of noticed in recent character creations is boating license is actually free, costs no points, and it's essentially just like a driving license, but for boats. So I've started adding that on to all my characters now, but background, other than that, we're not going to touch it. Now, here comes the hard part, stats. I want a nice, good crafting character, but I don't want him to be terrible, at fighting and stuff, so we've only got a limited amount we can set here in multiple pools. I think this will be what we go with. Unfortunately, even if I had the points, which I do, I still can't put one here or here. But let's move on to traits here, because this will be a big list. We're going to put a ton of negatives on, but first let's do the positives. Fleet-footed and night vision. That's it. So we're also going to put, I am tempted to do strong back here to kind of compensate for some of that strength loss. Cost 2 points though. Let's put it on. Maybe I'll take it back off though, just depending on how many skills we get to add on after our traits are selected. So first one, addictive personality. And a chatter during one of my live streams pointed out that that particular negative trait goes really well with lightweight here, because typically when I have addictive personality, I just abstain from drugs altogether with the character. This way with lightweight, it's pretty much a gimme. You know, it's free point. You don't have to worry because you're never going to take drugs. Or if you do, it'll be like chewing caffeine gum or something like that. It's basically my limit. But anyway, we'll come back up to the top. We're going to do fast metabolism and high thirst, which again in a no hope world is quite the extra challenge, but I think we're up to it. As long as we stay resourceful and maybe do some of our own hunting and boiling of water, we should be good. Junk food intolerance, another challenging one here. If we find soda and candy, I mean, he can eat it, but he won't like it. And we'll do pyromaniac, of course, that's a great one. Down below, we're going to go wool allergy at the very bottom of the list. And we get one more here, so we'll do truth teller as well. So, of course, when I say one more, we can only select a certain amount of negatives to, but we're up to 8 additional points. So let's move over to our skills. I'm going to put 1 in melee and 1 in marksmanship, just to give us the very basics of combat when we start the game. But other than that, we're coming down to fabrication, and mechanics is another one that's I found kind of tough to level this up, especially starting from the ground, from like no mechanical skill. If you find books, different story, but of course in a world of no hope, that's even trickier. And it's almost certain we're going to have to build our own car, or at least do some serious repairs, because no hope affects vehicle generation as well. But there we go. So let's set the name. There we go, our friend Neil Cassidy, and also a good friend of Jack Kerouac. If you guys know any of the true life history of those two, you'll know they were close friends. But either way, let's set the height just to 6 foot even. Sounds good to me. Now, I'm actually going to back up to traits. One thing I almost never do, but we're going to do this time around, is we're going to set some of the actual look of the characters. So old Neil has brown eyes. Sounds good. He's got a goatee. All right, lock that in. Come on down to his hair. We're going to say he's got a crew cut, and he's got brown hair, brown eyes. Okay, lock that in. There we go. Natural hair growth is fine. He's got light skin, and that's it. So now we've got actual physical description. Again, it's something I almost never do, but we've done it this time. So there he is. Take a look at old Neil. Burn this into your memory, because it's going to be hopefully a long playthrough, guys. Although you never know. In Cataclysm, it's a dangerous world. But I do appreciate everybody stopping by for the first episode of the brand new season. I will mention I'm putting all my episodes early up on Patreon. So if you want to donate and help support the channel, you do get some great perks like early access, ad-free to all my content. But once again, everybody, thank you so much, and I will see you on the next one. Thank you for watching the video, everybody. I just want to take a moment to recognize my Patreons. As you can see, I've put their names in gold because they are, in fact, more precious than that shiny metal. Now, I'd like to take a moment to invite you to also support the channel. For as little as $2, $5, or $10, you gain access to all my content early and ad-free over on Patreon, as well as a private Discord server with me and my other Patreons, where we do some giveaways and have great conversations. But once again, thank you, everybody, and I'll see you on the next one.